Hey everyone, Kimberly here, and I'm really excited to share with you Townspire. This is a flip and write that you can play one to as many as you'd like. It does play more solitaire, but there are some competitive rules for how to win if you're in a multiplayer game. But I'm going to show you the solo game here, and it is a 10-turn game that is pretty quick. And you are town building. So I've got this, it's a print and play. I've got this laminated so I can show you with my dry erase marker, and I can show you with my phone. One of the coolest things about this is there's this QR code right here on each map, which there are many different maps that have different configurations of a possible town or village that you're building. And you are going to have the setup that's on this app, and then all 10 turns with randomized cards. Otherwise, you will print and play with the cards. So I'm going to show you this version. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to push the button, essentially. It's going to randomly give me 2 of the 6 objectives that you'll see in the top right corner of the map that you have chosen. So my goals are going to be 3. So I'm going to circle 3 and I'm going to circle 4. And what that means is I need to, in a solitaire game, complete these 2 objectives in order to essentially score my points at the end. And if I do, I'm going to be scoring myself on this scale down here from bronze, 20 points, silver is 30 points, and then gold is 40 points. So I'm going to be scoring my gold that I earn, but only if I've completed my objectives. Now, in a multiplayer game, you're going to go down a scale, essentially, of if you've completed the objectives. You're going to compare your gold, but if one person has completed both objectives and nobody else has, they will just win automatically. So there's some interesting competitive features here. So once I've done this, I'm going to click to the next page, and it's going to give me 2 different card selections. I am now going to pick either the top or the bottom card to execute, and there are going to be 3 different sections in each card. The first one up here in green essentially tells me where I can build a building, and I will be able to build one of these buildings right here that you see on the left side of your player board. Then the center right here gives me my resources. So I'm going to be gaining a wall, and I'm going to gain some grain, and if there is a blue oval that you see down here, this is a chance for bonus opportunities to get some extra work, but only if you qualified for it. And unfortunately, the very first turn, I have not qualified for this particular bonus, essentially having a house with a person in it. But it's going to give me some extra hammers. Hammers are a great way to essentially activate more things on your turn if you get this cog symbol. On the side over here, you're going to have a threat. Your threats are going to put all of your houses, your buildings, your crops, and then your farmyard animals in danger. And you're going to see down here a requirement of where you need to place your crops and your animals, and where these bandits and these other, like there's a bandit, there's a wolf, and then there's some insects that are going to essentially threaten your things that you've built, right? Your progress that you've made in town. So there's always going to be some good stuff. You're going to be able to build 1 building a turn, and then you're also going to have some bad stuff. And these are just telling you where you're going to be placing things. Now, I do want to jump back really quick and go back to this page right here. And this page is going to tell us essentially what these particular goals are. So let me tell you what my 2 objectives are. And again, every time you play a game, you're going to have a combination of 2 different objectives, which definitely changes the way you're playing the game. So this one right up here says produce 3 furs and 3 eggs. Well, I've got over here, I've got my fur over here, and what you have to do is essentially get the wool from your sheep, build this building to get the furs. And then over here, my chickens, once I get my chickens, I take them to the coop, and then they're going to give me eggs. So it's a multi-step process here, but once I have essentially circled 3 eggs and 3 furs, I'm going to have completed my objectives, and I have, again, 10 turns to do that. There are a variety of different goals And you'll see only 6 pictured here. There's more in the rule book because again, there are more maps that are available. So let's go back to my page here. And I'm still at turn 1. I can keep this up here. I can always go back. Once I touch the screen, it goes to turn 2. So I need to essentially select what I want to do right here. And perhaps the easiest thing for me to do is, maybe I want to do this. This gives me swamp, but I think it might be a really cool way, because didn't I say I wanted chickens? This gives me chickens. Chickens are going to give me eggs that are going to give me this. So I'm going to start here and I get to build a house that is essentially 2 away from a water. 1 tile hex needs to be in between my house that I just built, and it could be a house, or it could be the windmill, it could be the beer house, the shirt house, the egg house, or this is going to be essentially a watchtower. I haven't talked about that, but you start with a couple watchtowers, and you're also going to start with another building in there. This is okay. We're doing all right. So I need to figure out what building I want. Let's just build this coop. I want this coop. I need to have it. It needs to be 1 away from a water. So where do I want to build this? I can go here. This is 1 away. That one is a little bit hard to get to. I can essentially hop over that. I'm going to see this one can go here. That one can go there. Now here, I'm going to go here for now. Let's do this right now. I'm going to build, it's going to be 2 eggs. You kind of have to do a little bit of drawing, but that's okay. And that symbol right there just says, I've got that egg house, essentially. So I'm going to fill in my circle here that I have it, but I don't have anyone running it just yet. I have to get a house with the person and spend that person so that I can bring him down here to essentially run it. But I don't need to run it just yet. I'm getting everything kind of set up. So I've built this. Now you're going to see these little stars in a center of 3 hexes. Once you have surrounded those with your good items, meaning these 4 and these houses over here, not with the baddies. Can't do that, and you can't do it with the wall. Once you have essentially put something in all 3, you get the bonus in the middle, and you'll gain it right away. It might be a hammer, and it might be a coin in this particular map. So that's not a bad place to do. You'll see I drew it just like it said. Next thing I do is I'm going to circle here. I'm going to get a hammer. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to circle a chicken because I got a chicken. And then I'm going to essentially get to activate my cogs, which would let me use my hammer. I can use up to 6 hammers whenever I do the cog action. And the cog action is shown here, down here. So the thing is I can't run. I can't make an egg just yet because I don't have anybody running my house. Let me see if there's anything else I can do with my super cool cog. I might just not be able to use that this turn. But my chicken needs to go out on the board. And when you look down here, you see chickens have to stand next to trees. They want to be near trees. So I'm looking at, I got a tree here, 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 and up here. Where do I want to put this chicken? My chicken can go anywhere. Let's have my chicken go. Chickens need to be near trees. I'm probably going to get more chickens. Let's go up here so that I can put maybe 2 next to that tree and then complete that little triad. I think that's probably a really smart choice. So chickens look like this. Again, do your best with your, notation symbol. So there's my little chicken. I'm going to go right there next to a tree. He looks like this guy. Maybe I forgot his foot. I think I'm done with my house building, and I think I'm done with my bonuses. I will move on to my threats. My threats say I get 2 swamps, and I have to put them next to trees. Swamps essentially make everything next to them worthless. So you don't want to place any of your good stuff next to the swamps. So let's find a place to kind of tuck those, and maybe we won't run into them. Well, let's do this. I'm going to put 1 swamp right here, and my swamps look like stinky lines. And I'll put 1 over here. Now, I'm just dumping these in a place where, again, if you look at the adjacency, they're not really hurting anything. And I'm trying to keep my swampland as far away as possible. That's 1 turn. I picked 1, either the top or the bottom of my card. And then I get to essentially say, ding, I'm ready to go. I'm going to move on to my next round. So I have 10 rounds of this where I am placing out all my good things, crops and animals in those locations. I'm also adding those threats, and then I've got like bees or insects, and then I've got swamps. Those are going to be my negatives. Now, the cogs are going to allow you to run your buildings once you have a person, which is going to be getting that person up here in the settlement. You can get coins for reaching particular limits in your resources after you've gained the raw material and then made it into food. That's a great way to gain it. Also, you're going to gain coins and hammers by doing that 3 in a triangle of 3 hexes, essentially. So this is Townspire. When you're done on this app, all you do, click the thing, you're in turn 2. You get to essentially pick one or the other, and you just keep going. You're going to have a number next to something that tells you how many to do of that thing, and you're going to have the adjacency of where you need to place. Now, the threats are going to actually see quite far unless a wall is surrounding them, or if you have this kind of watchtower sword guy to fight back. And so you'll want to essentially build these defenses to protect your buildings and to protect your crops and to protect your animals. So definitely worth this kind of puzzle feature. And you can see how this is a solitaire game. I really, really like the app. Now, as a print and play, having one board and then you can print out several maps and then cover it with contact paper or something that, lets you use it over and over and over again. And then having this app on your phone saves you printing out all the cards. And this is all you need to play the game. It has replayability because your objectives are going to be different every time. You also don't know what card combinations are going to come up every time. And you also get a variety of maps to play. So tons to like here. I've got the information in the description below for the Kickstarter campaign, so you can go and check it out. But what a delightful, fun village building solo and multiplayer game that takes you about 20 minutes to play and just gives you that puzzle feature. It gives you that really cool, juicy turn, but they're quick turns. They are fun, and of course you're doing some drawing, so have fun with that. I'm not the best drawer, but I think I can draw these little egg shirts and beers and little tomatoes. Very cute, great theme, just a lot of fun here. So go and check it out. That's going to be it for me this time, folks. I will see you later. Bye.